Just a brief recount what we have just heard. A typical day in the life of Jesus and his apostles, filled with activity, filled with healing, filled with teaching, filled with encountering so many, many people. It's time for a break. Like anything. Jesus is fully human, you know. And yes, he does feel fatigue, and yes, he does need to get away for just for a while, and that's the purpose of our reading today. He gets in his boat with his apostles, and off they go into a very, hopefully, relaxing, kind of like boat ride, if you will. And things are fine. Oh, it's so calm, it's so beautiful. Jesus is so much, he falls asleep. I know the other apostles are probably just standing around or sitting around, talking, doing what they love to do. They're fishermen, you know, except for one who's a tax collector, but the rest are fishermen, and they're just probably discussing the day's events when all of a sudden, out of the blue, comes this huge squall. It's frightening. It's terrifying. The wind's whipping up, the boat is tossing. We are going to drown. Fear, I am sure, now becomes the primary emotion of the apostles. Fear, we will die. So much so that they lose sight of who's in that boat, don't they? They lose sight of, wait a minute, what about God? He's present here. Let's wake him up. And they do. They sort of, how do I put it, come to their senses. When originally they were probably losing hope, their fear was overcoming them. They failed just for a moment to realize what their faith was trying to tell them, and they were not listening. I believe in God. And when they did, when they said to themselves, we need him now more than ever, he did. He was there present. You see, he never left. He was always there for them. But they lost sight of him just for a moment. That's when the fear, that's when all the other horrible emotions came in and disrupted their serenity. But by one word, quiet be calm, that's two words. Jesus says, be still. And the water calms down. And everything's good again. Serenity has been restored. Storms, oh, they come, don't they? The calm of our life. Oh, everything's going so beautifully. I'm the happiest person in the world. Everything is falling in place. I'm so happy I can't believe it. Then bam! Like a squall out of the night, there comes an unrest. Now, this unrest could be something very slow at first. Something, I can deal with this. Or it can come so suddenly, so quickly, and so overwhelmingly that we too become afraid. And maybe, just maybe, we lose sight, as the apostles did, of one important factor. We are not alone in any squall that comes into our lives. Why don't we know that? Or should I say, why don't we call on him more often? Why do we wait till it's overwhelming us? Now, I could go on here and talk about what are the squalls. We know what they are. They're all part of our being. We all have our personal squalls, if you will. They can be indeed very overwhelming. They can indeed be so profoundly overtaking that it is consuming us. When? When we realize that we are not alone in this squall. that God is there? When will we not realize that we've never been alone? God is there. Why won't we turn to him? Why won't we say, help me through this? Or maybe we do. I don't know. I can only speak for myself. I don't know. I can't speak for you. I can deal this with myself. I don't need anybody help. I can do it alone. Then comes a time when you come to realization, wait a minute, I can't do this anymore. It's too consuming me. My very day is consumed by this squall. And I want serenity. Then I turn to the Almighty God and I seek his help. And then I come to realization he's never left me to begin with. We do blame God for our squalls, don't we? Maybe that's why we are blaming him and we won't turn to him when we need to. God did not bring the squalls into our life. They're part of life. It's part of the existence, part of being human. We must experience the good with the bad, our crosses, if you will. So whatever it is, what this gospel passage is telling us through what the apostles indeed experienced, God is love. God is there. God is not asleep. So when those squalls come into our lives, no matter what they may be, how small, how large, it does not matter. Turn to him out of faith. That's what this gospel passage is saying. And what is specific challenge it brings to us. Do we do that? Can we do that? What do we do when the squalls of life come and overtake us?